Hey, hi, hello, and welcome. Welcome back if you are just with me a minute ago. But welcome to the channel. My name is Tanya, Titanium Built, and welcome into tonight's live. If you are joining over on Facebook, welcome. If you're joining over on Unfiltered with Tanya, that channel on YouTube, welcome. And then the rest of you guys, if you're over on Titanium Built, welcome in. So that's the main channel. But thank you guys all for being here. I just saw most of you probably 20 minutes ago. I literally ate some food and then now we're back. I don't know how long ago it was, but it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long. So welcome on back in, everybody. There's Cheryl and Ladybug. They're like, we're back, Lenora. Thank you for coming back. Hey, Plexus Val. I mean, it's kind of creative. It is kind of creative. Hey, Panda Ann. Welcome in. Hey, Cats Live. Tammy, welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. It's good to see everybody. Aries, of course. Cats Live. Ruby Nikki. Welcome in, everyone. Hey, Skeptical Robin. Welcome in. Carolina, welcome in. Okay. I'm at the bottom. Okay. So welcome in, everybody. I'm the welcoming in crew. I always say that to everybody. I always say welcome in. See, Penny Monroe, welcome in. I don't know why I say welcome in after everybody, but I do. It's my thing. It's my thing. I do it. So if I get on your nerves, sorry, but I do. But if you guys don't mind taking a second, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you guys do appreciate the content after we get into it, I would love for you guys to do that. So, and there is, who else we see? Debbie Rogers. Welcome in. See, welcome in, welcome in. So this morning I was not doing much of anything. I was just, channel surfing on YouTube, and I saw Court TV put a video out, and it said, accused suitcase killer Sarah Boone makes job ad for new attorney. And it literally made me think of like one of those like ads you put in the paper. And that's literally what it is, kind of, in a sense. But the writing on it looks like it's for a circus. I wanted to look up a circus flyer. Like, it really does look like a circus flyer. Like the writing and stuff. I don't know. There's something about it. Maybe not. Let me see. This is going to be really small. Yeah. Let me see if I can blow this up really quick. This one doesn't look like it though. I'm like, I think the old ones. That's not really giving me a very good one to go off of. But I'll show you the flyer and then we'll talk about that. But oh, and if my hair is like sticking straight up tonight, it is still. Don't mind that. It's got a mind of its own right now. I don't know what it's doing. Like right before the live, I was like if I go back, like you can see it. It's like sticking straight up. Look at that. So, but if I like scoot forward, you can't tell. So I'll just keep myself forward. I shouldn't have let you guys even know my secret. Hey, Norma. Hey, Pooh Bear. Did I say hi to you, Catherine? I thought I did, but I can't remember if I said hi again. Hey, Solo. Lori, promoting her ad equals priceless. Yeah, did he do it? I mean, really, like, it's a good idea. Someone put that in my comments. They're like, well, if you're Sarah Boone, she's getting all this, like, everyone's putting up her flyer, and so she's getting all of this. These lawyers are going to check her out, and she's getting all these views. And I'm like, it's kind of smart if you think about it. If you think about it that way. Maybe she is smarter than we think, but I don't think she's that smart. I don't know. Let me back out of here. How do I? There we go. So we did I'm not our last live, but I think the one prior to that, we were going over her jail letter. Sarah Boone is who I'm talking about. Sarah Boone is accused of unaliving her boyfriend, Jorge Torres, back in 2020. In February, they were playing a game of hide and go seek where they both hid him in a suitcase. She proceeded to zip up the suitcase and then sit on the couch and take a video of him, and it I and unfortunately, suffocating to death. She took a video of him, asphyxiating, and then she went to bed, and then the next morning when she woke up, she called her ex-husband, and then she called the police after that. So she's been in jail for a long time. I don't know why we're not at trial yet. Well, I mean, I do, because we're at Sarah Boone, and she's taken forever to wanna get there. She's had a lot of different lawyers. So she's, I think, had 9 different attorneys, and she's kept 0. They've either fired her, they've wanted to walk away, pretty much, like, kinda like firing her. Oh, thank you, Naomi, I appreciate that. Thank you. Who finally talked to me? Oh, peach cobbler. Ashley, that's absolutely right. But still, she said she wants peach cobbler, you get the woman a peach cobbler. Oh, that's good though. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it is. It's like she's glad you told her. You guys can work. That's something you guys can work on. You know what I mean? If you don't tell, oh, that wouldn't have been good, If you didn't like admit that you were wrong, I should say. And this is still so crazy to me that Biden dropped out, but I mean, it's not, but it is. I just keep seeing all of these things for Camellia, and it's like, it's just making me like my head spinning, in the world. So I figured we would go through this article here, and then there is a couple letters in this article that we can read over, because I had some other ones to read, but her handwriting wasn't the greatest, and these ones are a little bit better to go over. Now, we did read some of her jail letters over the last live. That's what I was talking about over a couple lives ago. There was one that came out, it was like 53 pages. Then she's had some that have 4 or 5 pages, but she's written the judge in this case multiple times, to the point where I'm sure the judge is like done with it. He's probably done with it. But Sarah Boone, accused of murdering her boyfriend by trapping him in a suitcase, has sent over a dozen handwritten letters to the court and her attorneys during her time in Florida jail, often expressing dissatisfaction with the way her case is being handled. The 46-year-old is charged with second-degree M in the February 2020 death of 42-year-old Jorge Torres Jr. The two had been dating for several years before Torres was found dead at a home in Winter Park. Legal proceedings for Boone have been tumultuous so far. The judge handling her case ruled on June 28th that Boone must represent herself after going through 8 lawyers. So sorry, I thought it was 9. So it would have been her 9th. Several lawyers cited irreconcilable differences as their reasoning for reassigning, and alleged that Boone was difficult to work with. It's almost like when you're married and you file for divorce, irreconcilable differences. It's just they can't work with her. She's not workable. And what I think is she wants a lot of time spent on her case, and she wants a lawyer that's going to tell her that she's like that she's going to get out of it, like she's going to be not found guilty. And I think that her expectations are too high, and maybe she should lower them just a little bit, because of the fact that she did do this. She did zip them up in a suitcase. She did record it. So there's a recording there. They kind of got you. They kind of got you. Okay, so Boone is in custody at Orange County Jail. Her trial is scheduled to begin on October 7th. Happy birthday to me. This was that, and then this one here is the 53-page letter, I believe. And that's the one that we read over. The first letter that Boone sent to Judge Wayne C. Wooten was dated April 20th, 2022, more than 2 years after her arrest. In that letter, Boone talked about how she was blindsided by her second lawyer, Marcio Padilla, requesting to withdraw from the case. And I believe that we read that one. Forgive me if this is the wrong approach in contacting you directly, but I wanted you to be fully aware of the magnitude of my shock and disappointment in the betrayal of Mr. Padilla, as I have not in any way by anyone been provided any explanation for the aforementioned withdrawal, Boone wrote. Maybe we didn't. No, we didn't. We'll read this one. We'll read through this. She mad. Oh, wait, go back. We're going to read through this one. So, let me see. Actually, should we? Now we'll read this first. It says, Honorable Judge Wooten, and this is from April 20th, 2022. So I was wondering if there was any prior to this. Okay, because I was prior to 2022 because I couldn't find any letters prior to then. So she was in jail for a couple years before she decided to, I guess, start, writing the judge. Honorable Judge Wooten, thank you foremost in advance for your invaluable time and concern in this very unexpected and incredibly confusing matter. I am writing in regards to the requested withdrawal, most importantly of my attorney, I think it's Mauricio Padilla, and his/my team filed on 4/18/22, along with a continuance. Forgive me if this is the wrong way a wrong way in contacting you directly, but I wanted you to be fully aware of the magnitude of my shock and disappointment in the betrayal of Mr. Padilla, as I have not in any way by anyone been provided any explanation for the aforementioned withdrawal, etc. I unfortunately had to learn of these documents by my former husband when calling to speak with my son. After making a commitment to me as my attorney over the past 2 years and 2 months ongoing to fully and sufficiently represent me, also being made to believe we were a team, I am completely blindsided nonetheless in how this was and is being handled by a professional I do not understand. So he's, I guess, withdrawing from her case, and she's wondering why. Pretty much, she wants to know. She says she's been blindsided by all of it. With that being said, Your Honor, I am graciously requesting to be included and present, please, at this hearing on Friday, April 29th, 2022 at 9:30 a.m. so I am able to learn more and also explain the ongoing legitimate hindrances I have been facing, along with my inability to amply progress in the preparation for my upcoming trial and future. In my opinion, these concerns are what spurred these requests by my attorney in the first place. It is undoubtedly of the utmost importance to me to fight for my truth, and in which I thought my attorney was doing also. Thank you beyond measure for your very much needed assistance and understanding. I am flying blind. I don't know the process, procedure, or protocol for any of this since I have never been in the current situation I am in. I am eager to meet with you to further explain any and all questions or concerns whomever you may have. Please know with great emphasis, I just want to move forward, especially for the length of time already being incarcerated. This is 2022. You've been, and the best possible manner, having my best interest and security above all else. Again, I thank you profusely. I await your response with further direction in order to be in attendance and proceed forward. Exceptionally grateful, Sarah Boone. And there's Sarah Boone there. There's Jorge with his mustache. Look at that mustache he had. Man, I had to line that thing up. Sarah Boone. Another letter. I have not fired any of my attorneys appointed in my case. Okay, and then this is going to be the flyer. So this is going to be July 8th, 2024. Oh, whoops, go back. The judge gets a letter. And it's a new judge. It's Kranick, his last name. So she sends them this, and then she sends the 58-page document. She sends this in it, I believe. And this is her ad for her attorney. So I'll read over this letter, and then we'll read over the ad. But yeah, she has an ad for her attorney. It's a pretty decent looking ad. Doesn't it remind you though of like a carnival or something though? The way that it's like it says show the world, but I feel like it should be like world show. Yeah. I wonder where like yeah, where all the people that know her are. I never thought about that until now. Where are all the people that know Sarah Boone? Like, where's her friends, family, coworkers, anything, anybody? Nobody's come forward to say that they know her. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, I have, other than the ex-husband. Hmm. How about that? Judge Kranick. This is July 8th. Where's my discovery? I am still waiting for you to provide me with the contents of what former attorney Cashman supplied to you in the court at the surprise status hearing held in secret on 6/28/24 at 1:30 p.m. It was in secret. Your designated clock of unfair judgment. Okay, man, something empty. And increasingly while waiting for you to deliver. As usual, it's your favor. I'm you in your nonchalant, relaxed, unconcerned attitude of me to receive. You are robbing me of precious, unsaving time to fully and properly defend myself on top of all my already and still being violated constitutional rights and being forced to represent myself based on false information. I do not know what is contained in said discovery after being withheld from seeing all to date. Okay, how did this person's writing, because I could barely read her handwriting right there, do this? This, you know what I mean? Like, seriously, do this like, it's almost like two different people. Oh gosh, don't try to do that defense. Oh, good night, Lenora. Don't try to do that defense, Sarah Boone. Multiple personalities, but it almost looks like it. Like, man. Hey, PKC. Welcome in. Good night, Lenora. Now my hair's bothering me since I said it was sticking up. Even though y'all can't see it, it's messing with it. So this is her. We're gonna we'll read over this, and then we'll watch this this video that I saw on Court TV today about it. It was pretty funny. I thought anyway. I thought it was pretty funny. So it says here, inmate seeks attorney. Looking for a prosperous challenge? Ready for your close-up on national television? Are you zealous with the sight of keen? Show the world who you are. Sorry, I feel like I was talking like that. With your original creativity, extraordinary expertise, confident ingenuity. Big words, Sarah Boone. Big words. Probably got a prison wife to do it. Probably. Qualifications must include arrows. I mean, I couldn't make it this nice. Oh my gosh, you guys should see my handwriting. It's a mess. Vincent tells me all the time he can't read it. He's like, "What is this word?" Sometimes I don't even know. He's like, "It's half cursive and half not," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, probably." So being trustworthy, honest, passion-driven, open-minded, exceptional problem-solving skills. Oh, sorry, that was two. So sorry. The first one is being trustworthy, honest, passion-driven, open-minded. The second one is exceptional problem-solving skills. Client inclusion at all times. Now, there's your problem, Sarah Boone. They're going to have more than one client. You're not going to have that. Oh gosh. Team orientation, collaboration, extreme efficiency in listening, communicating, understanding, dedication to success, possessing a winning mindset. A winning mindset, I don't know. Capability of excellence in representation. Committed, maintaining faith in the client and case with the ability to think differently, overcome all circumstances, meaning overcome a guilty verdict. Can't she just get a plea or can't she just take a deal at this point? Like Sarah Boone. I mean, wouldn't they give you 10 years or something and you've already done 4, you get out of 5 with like good behavior or something, you know? Like really, something. Like they I mean, if this is Florida though, they don't care. And they'll sit around all day and wait for her to be ready, but I mean, I would be just I'm impatient. Epic opportunity awaits. Sarah Boone number corporation number 2005623. Orange County Corrections Department. Invest in the oppressed. Believe. Okay, I think we need that in a shirt. Wow. She's something else. I think she rejected the deals. I think she did, Groovy Nikki. I think you're right. I don't know what they offered her, but I think for some reason they offered her second degree or maybe manslaughter even, and she didn't take it. Epic opportunities, yeah. Yeah, I mean, do we have any lawyers that would like to take on the case of Sarah Boone? My golly. Could you imagine? Can you imagine being her attorney? I couldn't imagine talking to her one time, let alone more than that, to be an attorney. Hey, Dreamcatcher. Welcome in, everybody. Yeah, welcome in again, Ellie. I said, now I'm calling you Ellie. Okay, there's Sarah Boone again. Look at her. Okay, how do I back out of here? How do I get out there? Okay. Boone replaced her first court-appointed attorney, Padilla, after he served as her lawyer for more than 2 years. She claims she did not know Padilla was withdrawing until her ex-husband told her over the phone. She also emphasized her desire to move the case along. I just want to move forward, especially for the length of time I've already been incarcerated, and remedy this entire predicament, however that may be, in the best possible manner, having my best interest and security above all else, Boone said. I think she just knows she's going to prison and she's like afraid to go to prison. That's what it kind of sounds like. Because she keeps saying, like, my safety, like, I want my security, my safety, like, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking she's just scared. She's scared of like prison because jail and prison's 2 different things. You know what I mean? Like prison, people are in there for years, if not life. Jail, people are in there months, weeks. They're ready to get out. Like, you know what I mean? They're not trying to cause like a lot of trouble, it seems like. Do you know what I mean? Like more trouble. They just want to get out. They just want to do their time, kind of get out. But when you're in prison, however, you kind of have a lot of time to waste usually. So you don't really care if you get more as much anyway. So it says frustrations mount. On October 3rd, 2022, Boone sent a letter to her 6th lawyer, Frank Bankowitz. In the message, she indicated that she called Bankowitz daily and sent him letters, but he did not respond. She claimed she only spoke with him 3 times since he was appointed as her lawyer on June 11th, 2022. Okay, so, 3 times and three times once a month. Okay. I understand you have other clients, as I am one also, and you've been recuperating from your back. But remember, please, how long I've been here, you are my 6th attorney, not my choice, and the magnitude of my case, not knowing what's going on or where you are, how much harder it is for me, Boone wrote. Well, you know how hard it was for Jorge to breathe that night? You stuffed him in a suitcase and you recorded it? She added that she praised the 6 times a charm. It's not. It wasn't. It was not. Her issues with banquets continued as evidenced by her November 3rd, 2022 letter. She once again referenced not having any form of communication with her attorney and complained that she had not been allowed to attend certain proceedings. The problem is that my constitutional rights are incorrectly being waived. Without my knowledge or permission, Boone wrote, I've never signed anything or verbalized the idea I wish to waive my appearances to any of my court dates. I want to be present for all dates going forward, please, regardless of the significance. If they're just having an indoor, like in chambers meeting, they're not going to have her come and be a part of it. That's what she's trying to be a part of. She shouldn't be a part of. But she can if she's her own lawyer. She also claimed her case is being made into a circus due to the amount of media attention and publicity it's receiving, and she is ready to get the show on the road. Well, if you went and recorded it and then drank out of a spigot the next morning and did what you did and then went to the interrogation and said what you said, probably we wouldn't be talking about you. A month later, Boone accused Wooten and Banquets of ignoring her case because everyone is in holiday mode. She also discussed her intentions to notify the governor of the mismanagement of her case. We read that letter. I am hopeful the governor will be able to untangle the chaos and mistreatment, Boone said. No one else seems to be available or willing to abide by the protocol of our justice system and rightfully eagerly apply themselves. Because she was like, people are probably just like in holiday mode right now. I remember her saying that. She said she previously suggested a change of venue, but she had now changed her mind. Everyone knows more than I do about my case, Boone wrote. As a result, it is impossible to choose a jury that will be impartial, fair, and uninfluenced by the mutated, exaggerated hype sensationalism. This being a significant reason, I request a change of venue previously. At this point, it will make no difference. There's nowhere I am not known. Sarah Boone, you're not that important. You're not. You're not. I could sit here and I could roll a live about Sebastian Rogers and just stare at the camera for 3 hours and not say a word, and I'd probably have 500 people in here just staring back at me. Really, you know what I mean? Really, though. You're not that important, Sarah Boone. You're not. Boone wrote a letter to Banquets on January 10th, 2023, nearly a month after he submitted a motion to withdraw from the case. She said she was massively confused by the decision. If you had genuine, legitimate concerns, I thought from a professional, moralistic standpoint, you would have discussed with me or at least mentioned rather than being uncommunicative for almost 6 months, an entire half of a year for me just sitting here with nothing to show but the perpetual question mark still over my head. She also alleged that Bankwitz was reprimanded for lack of communication in 2015 and 2018, but clarified that she was made aware of the complaints and did not actively seek them out. She concluded that the lack of communication and knowledge from the proceedings has made her feel insignificant. In another letter sent to Bankwitz dated March 22nd, 2023, she claimed he has given her 2 phone numbers that did not work. She alleged that one goes directly to voicemail without ringing, while the other one rings multiple times before automatically disconnecting. Boone also expressed anger that she is still not being permitted to attend pretrial hearings while court TV, different news channels, and even professional YouTubers are allowed to attend. I'm just mad. Oh, man. She's mad. She's big mad. Her May 15, 2023 letter called on Wooten to intervene in the case to ensure proper advancement, regular communication between the attorney and client, ethical treatment of client is being upheld, among other concerns. She claimed that in 10 months, Bankowitz served as her attorney. He did not answer any calls, voicemails, or emails. In that time period, she was allowed to attend 2 court dates and meet with her lawyer 6 times. 6 times in 10 months? I don't know how much you could probably get with it. It's paid by the state, so I don't know how much time you'd actually really get with them, you know? She argued that a gag order should have been implemented in her case due to sensitive details about her case being leaked to the press. Not that important. My case has turned into unnecessary witch hunt for the innumerable violations of my case details being leaked and racketeered illegally in exchange for website hits, viewer ratings, etc., in exchange for money, Boone wrote. Boone said the characterization of her in the media is not accurate. She mad when we get money. I would rather be called a narcissist, pain in the ass, arrogant, strange, or whatever anyone else wants to waste their time to think of. Just don't call me a murderer, which I'm not, Boone said. But you are. Boone, Sarah Boone. But unless you turn your phone off, right, and you unzipped him and he didn't get out, and then all of a sudden a little elf came out of nowhere and zipped him back up and then ran while you were up sleeping, you did this. I mean, you're on camera, you're on video. You dummy. You big dummy. In a letter dated June 29th, 2023, and revised a month later, Boone stressed that she did not go through 6 lawyers by choice. She said one attorney had represented a decedent of hers, so they were unable to represent her due to a conflict of interest, and another one moved to Orlando for a teaching job. Okay, so 2. Like Lewis, looking for the skies of Superman, I'm hoping / praying for an attorney to step up and truly represent me with honesty, intensity, understanding, respect, and perspective, Boone said. Boone claimed that she was made aware of Banquet's second attempt to withdraw by a reporter, according to an August 26, 2023 letter. She said she was not surprised by the decision, but it was a blessing. Let's be honest, Frank J. Bankwitz is a dud of an attorney, Boone wrote. He's unprofessional, hides, lies, and is disrespectful. While Bankwitz decided irreconcilable differences as his reason for withdrawal, Boone said the only difference was that she wanted to progress productivity, honest, respect, and results. Boone's lengthiest letter, a 58 pages, was dated June 7th, 2024. In the correspondence, she continued to ask questions and share concerns about the proceedings and her attorneys. I am not the problem, except that I want to and should be treated fairly, with respect, acting more professional than the paid. I've been doing this for over 40 years professional, Boone said. What? Doing what 40 years professional? What? Hold on. Let me grab my drink and let me read that again, because what is she saying? Oh, good golly. She says, I am not the problem, except that I want to and should be treated fairly, with respect, acting more professional than the paid. I've been doing this for over 40 years professional. Yeah. I mean, for over 40 years, I guess she's been talking for 40 years. I mean, for over 40 years, 46, 40, 5, I would think. Judge Michael S. Kranick took over for Wooten. I was wondering, okay, I wonder when that happened. Well, it was before the 58-page letter, I guess, because she addresses it to him, but it says, Boone expressed enthusiasm regarding the appointment in January 19th, 2024 letter. She placed a large amount of blame in how her case was handled on Wooten. We didn't read that letter. I felt he was the ticket holder to my overly hyped, illicit, distributed, misconstrued criminal case, and great reason I am here again, ongoing 4 years and 7 attorneys later. Man, 8th attorney resigns. Boone's 8th attorney, they brought a woman in this time, but nope, that didn't even work. That didn't even work. Patricia A. Cashman filed a motion of withdrawal on June 11th. Boone said she found out about the motion from an officer with the Orange County Corrections Department. To confirm my exclusion in my case, especially my attorney Cashman, and stated in all of my letters previously written, I was not included, and I'm finding out weeks later, Boone said. After Cashman's withdrawal, Kranick ruled that Boone had forfeited her right to legal counsel. After the decision, Boone claims she has not received any discovery materials. And I do have here where she has gotten 2 boxes of discovery. So, Here we go. So she's gotten 2 boxes. Just don't know what's in the 2 boxes. In your nonchalant, relaxed, unconcerned attitude of me to receive you are robbing me of precious life-saving time to fully and properly defend myself. On top of my already and still violated constitutional rights and being forced to represent myself based on false information, Boone wrote. At the end of the letter, Boone included what appears to be a handmade flyer for a new attorney. Among her list of qualifications for the job are being trustworthy, honest, passion-driven, open-minded, and maintaining faith in the client in case with the ability to think differently, overcome all circumstances. Okay. I didn't know if there's anything else down there. Nope, there's not. But yeah, that's Sarah for you. That's Sarah Boone. So Court TV did a segment. She loves Court TV, remember? So we'll check it out and see what they said. I think that's pretty funny though. Hey, fur baby mom. It's good, Ashley. Yvonne, I think that he was too big to get in the suitcase. Her ex-husband, you know. So I think he was good there. But yeah, she called him first before she called the cops. She called her ex, Brian. And he came over. And then remember, she wanted the water. Can I have some water? Can I have some water? I need some water, water. She's drinking out of the water, the spigot. And he's like, I wish he's like, you could tell that guy wish he had a bottle of water for her. That cop wish she could crap out a bottle of water for that woman that day. And now Julie's covering it. I just love her. Isn't she the greatest on Court TV? She's so nice. So if you guys are appreciating the content, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all the fun things. Double check, make sure you're subscribed and your notifications are set to on or all, because I do go live other times throughout the day. Sometimes I just get an itch and I'll come on. I did do a live actually earlier today. Well, this evening at 7:15 was it? I think so. 7:15. So if you want to check that out, that was a really important live as well.
Top story. Murder defendant Sarah Boone sending that brand new jaw-dropping letter to the judge. And it's important to remember that Sarah Boone is a repeat offender when it comes to running off attorneys and writing letters to the judge. She sent a 58-page letter after losing attorney number 8. A year ago, we watched her hand deliver a letter to Judge.
I'll have to talk to my JA about that. If you want to give me another copy, that's fine.
Yes, please. And do I normally get a copy? I haven't gotten one.
Well, it'll be filed in the case.
Please, if that would be okay, I would like to have that one uploaded. It's revised.
Having read the original letter, I did not believe there was any additional action that I needed to take.
Now, Boone is using this brand new epic letter to the court as a way of soliciting another zealous attorney with, she says, with a side of keen. Whatever that means. Let's try to make some sense of this. And let's talk about what His Honor should do with this defendant. I have a very special guest I want to welcome on the program this morning, Judge Elizabeth Scheer, who presided over the Parkland school shooting trial in Florida.
I will admit, it does look pretty good. The flyer looks pretty good.
She works now in the private sector as a civil lawyer. We're so pleased to have her. Good morning, Judge Elizabeth. How are you?
Good morning. How are you, Julie?
Good, thanks. Great to see you. So, Judge, I'm curious, if you were in this judge's position, tell us, please, what you would do with defendant Sarah Boone.
Well, here's the thing. First and foremost, people need to understand that you have a constitutional right to an attorney. You do not have a constitutional right to the attorney of your choice. So what I would have done, which is quite different than what this judge has done, not to say either one is right or wrong, but I would have selected an attorney off what we call the wheel of private counsel that have signed up to be court-appointed counsel for indigent clients once the public defender has a conflict and withdraws. And I would have chosen an attorney that I know has thick skin and can deal with clients like this. I would have had a pretrial hearing. I would have pulled the attorney aside with the state attorney, and I would have said, listen, this woman is very difficult, but I need somebody who can get this case through a trial? Are you up for the challenge? And that's the way that I would have handled it.
You don't think they didn't do that after the fourth attorney, maybe the fifth attorney, the sixth attorney, the seventh? One of these attorneys should have had thick skin. You would have think. I mean, there's a lot of them.
I like that idea, Judge. You know, where I practiced, there was a county office, they called it an office of conflict counsel, to take cases that perhaps the public defender's office was conflicted. I wondered if perhaps in your jurisdiction there was something similar, and those attorneys oftentimes had more time than to deal with cases like this one, right? And when you have someone who can maybe devote a little more time to somebody who can be kind of high maintenance, let's say, that can certainly be helpful. So with this letter to the court,
in this case,
yeah, go ahead, Judge.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, please, it's okay.
I think in this case, she's already been through conflict counsel. I think she's been through the public defender, then comes conflict counsel, then they go to the wheel, which is private attorneys who stand in as indigent attorneys or attorneys for the indigent once the conflict counsel withdraws. So I believe she's already been through both of those offices, and now we're private attorneys who agree to be basically special public defenders when needed.
We're not at anything anymore. The judge said no more lawyers unless you pay for it.
I appreciate that, Judge. So now with this letter, it's a letter with that help wanted ad attached to it. It's going to the court. We're seeing it, of course, as you know, Judge, folks all over are seeing it because this case is huge in the world of true crime. People want to see justice for Jorge Torres. What, if anything, should the court do? Should there even be a response? Should the judge even dignify this most recent letter with a response?
I wouldn't. Absolutely not. I would just do a notice of filing, send it to the parties, and move on. I would ignore her. Obviously, she's trying to get attention. I think she's a bit of a narcissist, in my opinion.
I'm sure you are not alone with that opinion, Judge. We've heard a lot of people just outraged on social media saying the same thing. So when we get to the point of attorney number 8 and having to withdraw, and the court granting permission to withdraw and then saying enough is enough, now it's time to represent yourself. Do you agree with that decision the judge made to cut it off at 8 attorneys?
See, I'm not sure that that's going to indeed.
Oh, and we're having a little bit of trouble with your connection, Judge. Would you mind starting again? We missed the first part of what you said, please.
No problem. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay. So I am not sure that sin by this judge is I don't think it's going to withstand appellate scrutiny because she has a right to be represented. So unless she has emphatically waived that right, knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waived her right to a lawyer and unequivocally asked to represent herself, the judge can't just make her do so. Even though her actions would appear that she doesn't want a lawyer because she can't get along with a lawyer. So what I would have done differently is I would not have let all of these lawyers withdraw. I would have given them a sort of a warning up front. And then I would have said, ma'am, you have a right to a lawyer, but you do not have a right to a lawyer of your choosing. I would put on the record that the lawyer is competent. The lawyer's tried many cases. The lawyer is very accomplished. All the things the lawyer's tried to do. You know, she's walking out of meetings with a lawyer. That's her problem. If she doesn't want to sit with counsel and she doesn't want to strategize about her case, that's her problem. That's not the lawyer's problem. The lawyer can only do what the lawyer can do and nothing more. If she doesn't want to cooperate, too bad for her. But I would not have let all of those lawyers withdraw. I would have told the defendant, you either cooperate or you don't. It's entirely up to you. But this is your lawyer, and you better get along with her, or you can choose to represent yourself. But that has to be her choice. That cannot be the judge's choice.
Love what you're saying there, Judge. Preach. Let's take a look together at some of what Sarah Boone is saying that she wants in an attorney. So we've highlighted some of the qualifications that must be included here. We've got open-minded, client inclusion at all times, a winning mindset, maintaining faith in the client. She goes on and on. Extraordinary expertise, original creativity. I don't know what she's looking for here.
She's
Judge,
looking for a
do
best
you
friend.
think,
She's looking for a best friend. That's all. She's looking for a best friend. Let me tell you
do you think
about my
this is a
best
game
friend.
with Sarah Boone, or do you think
It's
she
something.
really and truly feels unsatisfied with those past 8 lawyers?
Me first. I think she's terrified. Personally, that's what I think. I think she's scared to death. I think she is terrified. I think she's scared to go to. I think she's scared to go to trial because I think if she goes to trial, then she goes to prison and she goes to big girl jail. And it's not just her in jail. I just think because she knows she's smart enough to know she's gonna be guilty, right? If she is smart enough to write them letters, she's smart enough to know she's guilty. I would think, no matter what she says, she knows.
This reads like a want ad or an ad that you would put on a dating website. I mean, give me a break.
Team orientation.
Obviously does not want to go to trial. Obviously
Wow.
stops to delay her trial because she probably knows that her fate is inevitable. And
That's what I
this is ridiculous.
said.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's ridiculous.
She said, "This
I
is
think it's pretty
ridiculous."
obnoxious. We'll
They will
see
lead her
what
up to this, yeah.
happens, what the court does, if anything, on the next hearing date for Ms. Boone.
They ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah, she knows she's beginning to know what's up. Uh-huh. Well, I mean, you have 8 attorneys. 8. 8. That's a lot of attorneys. And pro bono attorneys, I understand you. I understand you, man. Pro bono or not state attorneys, not pro bono, but state paid. I know they're not the best, right? But I mean, better than you, right? Better than you doing it? I don't know. You would think after 8, she would have got along with one of them, but I guess not. Yeah. She's getting what she's getting what she should. I mean, Jorge didn't have a say in how he died. I mean, it's incredibly sad. Speaking of which, son of a gun, we had all of this stuff out of storage the other day. And I forgot to grab the suitcase and leave it out. I told him to leave it out, but he probably thought it was for him. So he's like, but I'll get it back out because I'm gonna try to fit in the suitcase. I want to see how restricted you would be because I remember trying to get in it, but last September, and I barely could get in there, and I couldn't even hardly get in. But I didn't really try, but I did not try. I think I was just like, oh, maybe I need to lose a little bit of weight. But I think I'm the same weight and height as Jorge. For some reason, I think I thought I read before he was somewhere he was my height and weight. Yeah, she's funny as all get out, but it's if Jorge wasn't included in all this, do you know what I mean? Because she's a character. She's a character. Man. Oh, Cheryl, you don't feel good? I wish my foot would feel better. I just wish I knew that was what's wrong with it. That's all I really have for you guys. Oh, for the old Sarah Boone, I think. Yeah. So she's gotten 2 boxes of Discovery, it looks like. So she can't be complaining about no Discovery. She got a little bit. I mean, not a whole lot, but a little bit. I'm sure we'll hear more. We'll have more letters. She goes to court October the 7th. So August, less than 3 months. So, yeah. And we'll continue to keep covering whatever comes out with her case. I was trying to see if there was anything else. So Sonia Massey, the case that we covered earlier, it's a lot of people are, not a lot, but a couple of people I saw were covering it over on YouTube now. So I was like, oh, look at that. I mean, even the president has written a letter, has wrote out about this. I was going to read that to you guys earlier and I forgot to, but I mean, he's even spoke out. So it's a pretty big case. I mean, pretty important. Hey, Mandy, you just got us at the end. Yeah. Yeah, the same preschool. And then she calls the other lawyers like a buffoon, and he can't take life. He's like, "Nope, I'm out." She called me a buffoon, and I'm just like, "That's your thick skin, buddy." I mean, you would think that you'd been called way more than that, No, not about Boone. Sorry, Austin. About Sonia Massey, about the lady that was shot by the police officer. We covered it earlier tonight. Um, but the president has spoke out about her. I'd be, oh my, if the president spoke out about Sarah Boone, that would be something else, wouldn't it? So I think that he did get in there voluntarily. I think that they were playing. I think that my personal opinion, somehow it was brought up, like, could you fit in the suitcase or something, like, you know what I mean? Something like that, I would say. That's what I'm thinking. And then maybe Sarah was like, yeah, I bet I could fit in a suitcase. Maybe she got in the suitcase. Maybe even they zipped it up and they were laughing, giggling. He unzips this. Sarah gets out and says, oh, it's your turn. You try it. I can get in there. Let's see if you can get in there and try. Maybe then he gets in there and he goes to try. And then she's like playing around and zipping him up, just like he let her. Trust game. There's a trust game going here. But the trust was broken when she zipped it. And then I guess when she zipped it, just something clicked in her mind and was like, I don't want to let him out. Because that's literally what happened. She just decided, I don't want to let him out. And he's saying, Sarah, I can't breathe, babe. I can't breathe. Sarah. That's my name. Don't wear it out. So they're trying to get her with second degree, but I think that she could have pled down to manslaughter, and she should have, but she didn't. She didn't take a deal as far as I know, I don't know if they even offered her one. I'm assuming they would, but I don't think they did. Yeah, when you hear them beg, yeah. No one deserves that. Like, I know they had domestic violence issues and they both had it. We read the documents. She was choking him from behind and he kicked her in the eye, and she said, hey, I have a black eye. And he's like, well, she tried to, choke me. So they both went to jail. I think he was probably trying to Austin, like maybe control his like breathing a little bit, maybe. I think that's why he was like trying to be so calm when he was talking, almost like, Sarah, but not calm at the same time. How do you pass out knowing he's still in the suitcase? Yeah. I couldn't, not even to my worst enemy. You know what I mean? That's someone that you love, or you loved at one point. You guys were having fun at the beginning of the night. You said you were painting, doing puzzle. It's just crazy. Yeah. I'm too claustrophobic for that. Me too. I actually am too. I'm going to do it though. I'm not going to zip it. I'm not letting Vincent zip that thing up. He'll wheel me right on out of here. And I'm just take me somewhere, put me out somewhere. But I am claustrophobic. Yeah, that's on you. She said, that's on you. That's how I feel when you cheat on me. Man, it's like Sarah Boone, Sarah. I mean, I don't know. I think that this is going to be a really good trial, and I can't wait to watch it. I mean, if she's representing herself, it's going to be even better. I don't really know how that's going to work. Maybe they'll have a lawyer on standby for her, but they might as well just get her a lawyer. Just get through trial. Oh yeah. Maybe you can come to like an agreement. Like, hey, I'm only going to call you. There's 5 days out of the week that I'm in the office. I'll call you 2 days out of the week. Maybe they could do that instead of every day. Who knows? But thank you. Yeah, she forgot about I went upstairs. Yeah. And then just laid down and went to sleep. And then woke up the next morning and sat in bed for a little while. Then came downstairs. She didn't come downstairs till like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. She didn't know. Groovy Nikki. She just stayed in bed. She said, I'm gonna hang out. It was like hangover party without the other person. She's a mess. But thank you so much for being here tonight. If you missed the live from earlier today, it was a really important live. Yeah. So they brought it's Sonia Massey was a unarmed Black woman that was shot by a white male armed, obviously, officer. Huge, 6'3", 280-pound officer. And she was 110 pounds. So, and she didn't have a GUN. She had water in her hand that was boiling, but it was water that he had told her to get off the stove. And then when she got it off the stove, that's when he started yelling at her to put it down. And it was a mess. But it was a case that needed to be covered. So the video is horrible. It really is. You're welcome, everyone. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Make sure your notifications are set to on. And then if you're on your cell phone and you're wondering why you don't get notifications through YouTube, make sure you go into your settings on your phone and you allow YouTube notification settings. So allow the notifications to come through. So you have to do it on that and on YouTube on your phone. So you have to do it in 2 different spots. So you'll get the notifications. But thank you for being here. I'll see you guys all tomorrow night. If not tomorrow during the day. So I will see you then and have a wonderful day tomorrow. Bye guys.